Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to better practice receiving. So this tends to be a struggle for many insecurely attached individuals, and it can be a struggle for the different attachment styles for different specific reasons. I find often that dismissive avoidants tend to sometimes avoid receiving or repress receiving from others. And I mean, like when we talk about receiving, I mean compliments, love, affection, support, career-wise, mentorship, financial support. We can literally talk about receiving in any of the 7 areas of life. This could be applicable. There tend to be major reasons for each attachment style. DAs, they tend to not like receiving because they fear that people will then hold it over their head later. That's a big thing I hear from DAs historically. Fearful avoidants tend to not like receiving because they are terrified of relying on others, having that trust be broken. They don't feel safe to depend on others, and they don't want to put themselves in that compromising position and then feel weak or helpless. Anxious, preoccupied tend to fear receiving because they're afraid that if they receive, they become a burden. And if they're a burden, they're more likely to be abandoned. So with that being said, receiving itself is basically a neutral thing, right? Like it's our relationship to receiving that we skew positive or negative dependent on our beliefs and prior experiences about receiving. So for example, if you had a parent in childhood who always said, "Oh, I do everything for you. I do this, I do this, I do this," you may feel like, "Oh, I get guilted for receiving. And so I'm in a position where I'm a burden if I receive." And then you may go, "Okay, well, I don't want to receive and be a burden and then get abandoned if you're anxious, preoccupied," right? So your belief patterns, because of your past experiences and the things that have imprinted your mind, are actually the problems that stop you from receiving. And here's something really important to note. It is really important to learn how to receive if you want to be in a functional relationship. Receiving means the exchange of energy can flow, right? So if you have two people at the root level, a large part or a big part of what conflict is, a lig part was like a big part and a large part, and I merged the words. A large part of what conflict is basically if you're in a position where you perceive an imbalance somehow. And the subconscious mind has a tendency to track things to a certain degree. So if you perceive an imbalance because you're giving, 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 and then you block yourself from receiving, you're probably going to feel resentful in your relationship. And a conflict is like being bred. It's like waiting to happen at that point. So you want to know that it's important to learn to receive and to ask for my needs and receive them intentionally and appreciate that in order for me to feel like I'm really empowered and thriving in the relationships around me. So let's look first. What do we do if we find ourselves struggling to receive? Well, number one, we want to audit. Where do we struggle to receive and why? Okay, so you want to look at like the different 7 areas of life. You may look at your career, finances, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and relationships. And you can even break relationships into a few major categories: friends, family, romantic. And then you want to ask yourself, okay, where am I blocked to receive? Like, what do I make receiving mean? Okay. Or what am I afraid will happen if I receive? I'll be abandoned. I'll be a burden. I'll be disliked. People will think I'm entitled. People will think I'm greedy. I'll be weak. I'll be helpless. If I rely on someone else, someone will break my trust and it will hurt that much more. Someone will hold things over my head. They'll think I'm defective. So I kind of ran from like anxious down the continuum there of fears, sort of into fearful, into more avoidant, dismissive. So what you want to see here is, okay, these parts, like what are my blocks? What are my fears? And then you want to be able to do the reprogramming work on those blocks. I've got lots of reprogramming tools on this channel, but I have a lot more inside the personal development school. And then we want to also know what our needs are. This is a really important part of receiving, is like, we can only receive if we know what we're trying to receive and what we need to receive to feel fulfilled or to end a potential conflict or to create a nice homeostatic sort of balance in relationship dynamics. So you also want to ask yourself, well, what do I need to receive? Do I need to receive compliments and encouragement? Do I need to receive more physical affection? Do I need to receive more presence from people and quality time? Do I need to receive my needs for being heard and seen because people face me and they talk to me and they truly engage with me when we're in communication and they understand and empathize with my point of view? Like, what do you need? and then you can work on those blocks at the same time. So it really requires those two major facets. And if you want to do a much deeper dive into this, we have the needs courses inside the school, which are super helpful for this stuff, understanding your needs so that you can receive them. And then we have the boundaries course, and the boundaries course inside PDS helps you actually work through all of your fears of receiving blocks and your fears of setting boundary blocks. And you'll see a lot of those things come out, and then it gives you the reprogramming tools to do that work at a much deeper level. So I will put a link in the description box below for that with a 25% off coupon code. And that's specifically for the All Access Membership Pass. So it'll give you access to all those different courses and that I mentioned. And also along with it, we have 4 live webinars a week and between 2 and 4 social events per day, guided morning and evening routines, reprogramming exercises, deep conversations with our community members, all that really fun stuff. So check it out. There's a money back guarantee if you're not like over the moon with everything, because we tend to have really, really good feedback and good experiences for people in there, and people heal and they become secure. So check it out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.